such an asshole!
Hey everybody, assholeconsulting.com. I have to keep it down because my host is working right now. He's on the phone. So we have a question. If you have a question, you go to assholeconsulting.com and you can send me your question. And no, I don't do Dear fucking Abby. It's a paid service and you will pay me and then I'll answer your question. What's up, asshole? I'm 20 years old and I have just made the executive decision to drop out of my community college. I want to pursue a career as a real estate investor, and I do not believe a standard business degree would be worth my time and money. Correct. Business degrees aren't worth any time or money. I currently live with my parents, have $0 in debt, $10,000 in savings, and I already work for a great company. You pay $14 an hour. So I believe I'm already in fairly good shape to make this transition. My problem is that I am having trouble deciding whether I should become a real estate agent or a real estate broker in order to better understand the trade. I already live in one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S., Austin, Texas. Oh, the one city in Texas that's filled with a bunch of ugly pussies. So I do not believe it would be too difficult to find work in the field as I scout out my first investment property. Any other knowledge or books you may recommend on the subject would also be greatly appreciated. Yeah, you're not going to be a real estate investor, not now. You got 10 grand in cash, you're not going to do that. You don't have enough for even a down payment. You could get, I think, an FHA loan. I think the minimum down payment is 5%, maybe. But with what income? You're $14 an hour. In order to be an investor, you either need your money or people to give you money for you to go and invest. Then you have to pay off the people that gave you money, either equity, a dividend payment, or interest, a loan. And then there better be some money left over for you. Truthfully, right now you sound like a typical 20-year-old idiot. Not a douche, you're an idiot. And that's forgivable because you're 20, you don't know jack shit. I didn't see anything about you have financial analysis abilities. You've looked at a Schedule E. If you don't know what a Schedule E is, I suggest you go look it up. You got to learn a shit ton of stuff before you start investing money you don't even have to become a real estate investor. Now, over 5 years, you might be able to build up enough context and enough of a down payment that you could start investing in real estate. And the way to do that is to become a real estate agent or a realtor. You cannot become a real estate broker. Well, I mean, maybe you could. But the fact you don't know the difference means, again, you haven't studied this for jack shit. A real estate broker is like Edina Realty. So you're going to set up a company, and a real estate broker employs or has real estate agents working for them. So you're just going to what? Compete against Coldwell Banker Burnett and Edina Realty? I'd love to see that fucking shit happen. I'm a 20-year-old. Hey, I'm just going to be good. No. Stop it right now. You need to wake the fuck up and get into reality. I've seen way too many of you fucking dipshit kids like, I'm gonna whip my dick out and become a businessman. Really? You gotta know how to get there. You have to have the skills. You have to have the accounting ability. And you don't have that yet. It's not like you just declare you go into business and then the money falls out of the heavens. So, what I recommend you do is you become a real estate agent. That's the best way to learn about the real estate market. You'll learn, more importantly, the legal aspects of it. You'll learn about financing. You'll learn about all the mortgages and the different types of lending vehicles by which people can buy property. You'll start to learn about your market. You'll start to learn about Austin and say, hey, look at all the liberal dipshits who are fucking each other in the nostrils. So you'll learn all about that. But then, really much more importantly, if you want to get into real estate investing, you're going to have to learn how to read financial statements, specifically an income statement, specifically an income statement that is dedicated towards rental property. So you could find these templates online. You can find them. There's Excel spreadsheets. I think even maybe Microsoft Excel has a template out there. But learn about rent, learn about vacancy, maintenance, expense, taxes, insurance, all this other stuff. And then when you learn how to correctly assess whether or not a property is worth investing in or not, then then you have money saved up that you can actually start investing, then maybe you can go ahead and start becoming a real estate investor. But in the meantime, yeah, it'd be a great idea for you to go and become a real estate agent. And if you can't hack that, you can't make a living doing that, then you are not going to become a real estate investor. And I am saving you bankruptcy, dude. When you're starting to talk about borrowing money to become a real estate investor, the loan to value, or not the loan to value, well, yeah, the loan to value, the amount of equity you're putting up is just this little shred, and then you're borrowing the rest. This is how the majority of people go bankrupt. So I'm preventing you from going down the road of the douche. We're like, I'm a real estate investor, and like, you're already insolvent, and you don't make any money. I just don't want to deal with I don't want you, basically, I don't want you becoming the assholes and the dipshits who were 30 and 40, 50, even 60-year-olds who I had to deal with in banking, who were running unprofitable ventures. The only thing they could do was borrow other people's money, and then would drive around Beamers that weren't even theirs. They were always borrow, and there was no profit. There was no equity in the deal. So I'm going to prevent you from becoming those douchebags. All right. So you can do it right, become a real estate agent, learn a shit ton, shut the fuck up, get rid of this attitude, you're going to be a real estate investor. Yeah. All right, get rid of that fucking shit. Shut the fuck up. Listen to people who have some gray hair and actually are making in the real estate world. And then maybe in 4 to 5 years, after you move out of your parents' house, that might be an idea. Then maybe you could start buying maybe your first duplex, maybe your first triplex. But not until you figure out what the fuck you're doing would I dare to ask other people for money and then start getting into things like renting to humans who can sue you. And if I were going to be a rental investor in Austin, fuck that liberal bullshit. I can't imagine what the landlord rights look like in that fucking town. So you have fun with that. Before you step on this landmine, I suggest you learn about stepping on landmines. Best of luck to you. Toodles.